Hello, guys. Good evening. Hello, everyone.
Hello, teacher.
Hi, teacher. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
How are you today?
Fine, teacher.
All right. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. All right, guys. Very good. I think we are, all the students are connected, almost all of them. There's a couple that are missing still. So let's share the agenda. Let's read it, and then we will start checking the list with the attendance, okay? So let's start our class number 5. Let me show you our agenda. So first, we're going to watch part of a video with some examples of the passive voice, and then we're going to do an activity, play a little game called active or passive voice. So in which you have to move with your keyboard, move towards active or passive voice for each sentence. So that's the first activity or game that we're going to do. Then we're going to focus on all passive forms. We're going to review them one by one, different uses of passive forms, and all of this. So we are going to review it. We are going to do a short practice to rewriting some sentences in the passive voice. We will continue with the review because it's a bit long. So we're going to have like a little practice and then continue with the review. And then we're going to have a writing activity that is individual, so individual practice. I will check that activity and give you a grade for it. And if we have enough time, we will complete the exercises on page 59 from our book, okay? So that is the plan for today, our agenda. I think all the other students are connected, so let's start checking attendance. Let's take the attendance now. Allow me just a minute to open the document. All right, good. I will turn off my camera for a moment and we'll start checking the list. Okay, Gerson Arismendi.
Hi, teacher, present.
No, okay, thanks. Jean-Claude Barrera.
Hello, teacher, present.
Okay, thank you. Jessie Calderon.
Present, teacher.
All right, good. Natalia Camargo.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Andres Correa.
Present, teacher.
Okay, very good. Silvia Cuellar.
Present, teacher.
Right, thanks. Next is Elkin Fernandez. Elkin. Is not here yet. Okay. A moment, guys, please. Okay, sorry. Elkin not here. Julian Figueroa.
Hello, teacher, present.
All right. Jeanette Fontecha.
Hello, teacher.
Okay, thank you.
Present.
Okay, good. Carlos Galan.
Present, teacher.
All right. Mabel Gamboa.
Present, teacher.
All right. Thank you, Jose Alejandro Gomez.
I'm here, teacher.
All right, thanks. And Lisette Tarazon.
Present teacher.
All right, thank you, Lizette. Okay, okay, guys, I have a question on the chat. Let me answer that for everyone. So I think it's important that you all have this information. I will show you here the presentation and send you the link. So today I send you the document, the format with the dates for the project, remember? So you can check your emails. I send it to you today. So the due date for our project presentation, advance, yes, the advance of the third advance, it's going to be next Tuesday, okay? So Monday is a holiday. You're going to present it, so upload it on Tuesday, August 8th. Remember, I mentioned in the first class, I reminded you to check the previous advances for the corrections that are necessary in each, in some parts, right? Some of you needed some corrections, so I mentioned that you should check them. Where are these links? These links I included in the presentation for our first class. Remember class number 1? I put this slide, okay? Carpeta para consultar la revisión del primer avance, carpeta para consultar la revisión del segundo avance. So, where is this presentation? Let me show you. It's class number 1 of this level for this cycle. So, this presentation is on my folder. I think you all have the link. If not, I will send it again. So here it is. Okay, here are all the slides that I have shared with you since level A2. So you can click on level B2.3, class number 1. Okay, and here you can find the links for the previous advances. Okay, here they are. Okay, so just make sure to check them. Look at the comments in the document. There I put the feedback, the corrections that you need to apply to implement into your advances, okay? Okay, Elkin, I see that you are connected now. Thank you. All right, good. So do we have any other questions about the project, about the date, or what we have to do in the project? No? I think it's all clear. All right. So let's also remember to complete our activities from Moodle. We have our groups B2.3, group 1 and 2. So you are group number 1. We already finished module 5, so you should be working on in these activities, working on this. And I will remind you again next week, approaching our final class, I will remind you to continue working on Moodle, right? So you don't forget. Okay, yeah, so that is those are our little reminders for today. Now let's start with the activities that we have planned. Just give me a moment and I will show you the video. So the first activity, it's going to be a short clip of a video, because this video is 8 minutes long. So we're not going to watch it all. We're going to watch around 3 minutes of the video. And I just want us to watch it together, and identify the examples of the passive voice, right? As a little reminder for us, oh, okay, this is the passive voice, this is the structure of the passive voice, okay? So I will play it, and then when we finish watching 3 minutes, I will ask you, what are the patterns that you identified as passive voice? Okay, so it's important that you can take some notes while we are watching the video, so we can discuss after the video, okay, what are the patterns of the passive voice, right? So let's start watching it. Okay, can you see the video? Can you listen to the video?
Yes, teacher, again.
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Jerry, this is the third time you've been late this week. You were needed in that meeting today. Fortunately, the deal was done, but it almost didn't happen.
I'm really sorry, but I was stuck in traffic. My car was sitting in the same spot for 30 minutes.
If you're getting stuck in traffic every day, then you should leave the house earlier.
I know, but that isn't the problem. Today was the first time that I was stuck in traffic. And it wasn't normal rush hour traffic either.
What do you mean?
Today, traffic was stopped by a zebra.
A zebra.
Yeah, I saw it. The zebra walked right in front of my car. It was almost hit by another car. Other animals were seen on the freeway too. It was crazy.
You expect me to believe that you were delayed by a zebra?
It's true. It was talked about on the radio. You should listen to the report. It is thought that the animals escaped from the zoo.
I'm going to have to check out your story. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now. But what about yesterday? You were an hour late.
Yesterday, I was driving to work when my car was stopped by a policeman. I was pulled over, and the policeman told me I was under arrest.
Really? Why?
The policeman said that my car had been seen at the scene of a crime.
It sounds like you're making up stories. Did that really happen?
It's all true. When I was pulled over, the policeman asked me to get out of the car. My hands were handcuffed behind my back. He said that my car had been seen on the camera of a gas station that had been robbed.
Well, you made it to work somehow. How did you get away?
The policeman got a call on his radio saying that the robbers had been caught by another policeman. They were being held in custody. The policeman let me go, but half an hour had already passed. I drove to work as quickly as I could.
Well, if that's true, then I understand.
All right, so we're going to stop there in the second story about why this man was late for work during the week. So can you tell me what examples of the passive voice did you identify? Little parts of the sentence that are in passive voice. Can you write them on the chat? Which ones did you identify? No? No examples? For, we can start with you were needed. You were needed in the office. The traffic was stopped by a zebra. Yes. Some zebras had been seen. Yes, of course. Another one, the deal was done. The deal was done. Yes. Other animals were seen. Very good. It was almost hit. So talking about the zebra, it was almost hit by a car. My car was stopped by a policeman. Yes. My car was pulled over. My hands were handcuffed behind my back. Very good. Okay, so let's remember, this is the basic structure for the passive voice is the verb to be. It can be in present, past, past perfect. It can be in continuous form. So the verb to be plus a verb in past participle. Okay, so that is like the basic structure. Verb to be plus another verb in past participle, right? So with that in mind, now we're going to do our second activity. It's a game where you have to identify if the sentences are in active voice or in passive voice, okay? For example, I'll do the first with you and then you can have some minutes to play the game, okay? You are going to be given 2 weeks to complete your project. This sentence is in passive voice. You are going to be given, okay? So this is a passive voice. I need to move here. You can click to direct the little Martian or the little alien to the correct answer, either active or passive voice, okay? So let's take 5 minutes and let's see how many points can you get in the activity, okay? 5 minutes. All right, guys, so you had your 5 minutes. I think you could finish the activity, 6 points, 5. Very good. So this is our topic for today. We are going to discuss or review when to use the passive voice. So the different uses of the passive voice. We're going to practice, and if we have enough time during our lesson, we are going to complete these exercises on page 59. Okay? So this is what we're going to do. Let's start. It's quite a bit long review, so we are going to go one by one, ask some questions if we have them, and then we're going to do some practice, okay? So let's start with the first part, or the most common passive form. It's with the verb to be. We have others, but the most common is with the verb to be, okay? So let's start reading. I'll ask you to read, and then we socialize. Jeanette, can you start reading, please? The passive forms with the verb to be.
Passive forms with be. First, unlike active sentences, in passive sentences, the verb subject of the sentences is not the doer of the verb, the agent. Some stolen purse, inactive. And my purse was stolen, passive.
Okay, you can stop there. Okay, so this is a comparison between active sentences and passive sentences. In an active sentence, the subject is the doer of the action, right? Someone stole my purse. It was versus the passive voice. We don't have the subject is not the doer, but it is who receives the action. My purse was stolen. Mi bolso fue robado. Okay? So normally we don't include the agent in the passive sentences because it's not relevant or it's obvious or because we want to avoid saying who is responsible. Okay? This is the main reason why we use the passive voice, is to avoid mentioning the agent. So who did the action? Because it's not important, not relevant, or obvious, or we want to avoid saying who was responsible. So you can say, a man is being interviewed. We don't know who is interviewing him. He's being interviewed in connection with the attack. Several people were injured with the explosion, or lastimadas, and we don't know who the people are. The relevant documents have been lost. We don't know who lost the documents. They have been lost, okay? So these sentences don't include the agent. But if we are particularly interested in the agent, we use the preposition by, right? So paper money was invented by the Chinese. So if we want to include the agent, we include by. We already know this. This is like an introduction to the passive voice. Let's continue. Now we have the next part is how to use the ing with the passive voice. The first is, don't you ever worry about being attacked? Okay, this is a very common structure. So you worry about being, or he remembers being given the book. He was upset at having been omitted from the final list. So here we have the ing form about being attacked or at having been omitted. Él no estaba molesto de haber sido omitido de la lista final. At having been omitted or about being attacked. Here we have other examples. He remembers being given the book, or I don't like being kept waiting, okay? These are some of the uses of ing forms with the passive voice. Another use of passive voice is with modal verbs. When we have modal verbs, we don't include to, remember. So let's read the examples. Maybe, Gerson, you can read the examples in part number 4, 1, 2, and 3.
Of course, teacher.
Mhm.
There is no limit to what can be achieved. I very much doubt whether he will be allowed to continue. I really think he should be given another opportunity.
Yes, so we have modal verbs, can, will, and should. So in these cases, we don't include the particle to. There is no limit to what can be achieved. Algo que puede ser alcanzado, can be achieved. Whether he will be allowed to continue. Después del verbo si usamos el to, ¿ok? Dudo si a él se le será permitido continuar. Will be allowed to continue. Or he should be given another opportunity. Se le debería dar otra oportunidad. He should be given another opportunity. Right? So with modal verbs, we can also use the passive voice. As the example, in the active voice, we have students should not eat food during the class. This is the active voice. How can we transform it into passive voice? We take the object is food. We use the modal verb should not, and then verb to be should not be eaten during class by students. Okay? Food should not be eaten during class. This is with modal verbs. All right, so remember, if you have any questions while we are checking this review, let me know. Let's continue with number 5. Julian, can you start reading, please? Number 5.
Yes, some verbs are not usually used in the passive form. Some of the most important are intensive verbs such as arrive, happen, come, fall, crash. He arrived late, not was arrived. Okay, he arrived. State verbs such as consist, belong, have, seem, be, depend, exist. The Baltic state consists of Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. Not are consisted.
Yes, very good. Okay. Yeah, so this is very important. There are some verbs which are called intransitive. These verbs, let me show you. So these verbs do not have a direct object. What do I mean by this? The verb liked, this is transitive, okay? What it means that I can put an object after it. I liked what? Sorry, I liked the movie. So this is the object, the movie. The intransitive verbs do not allow this to happen, okay? For example, the verb arrive, okay? I arrived. I cannot put I arrived and an object, a noun. I can include an adjective, maybe early, okay? I arrived late, but we don't use it with direct objects, okay? So all these verbs that we have here are intransitive verbs that are not used in the passive voice. Arrived, happen, come, fall, crash. Yes, Julian?
So, teacher, if, for example, if I try to translate the sentences, for example, he arrived late, I understand, él llegó tarde.
Yes. So
¿Eso es
we
passive
don't
voice?
have, no, That is active. Who did the action? He. Él realizó la acción. Él llegó tarde. Esto es voz activa. Esto no se puede decir en voz pasiva. No tenemos un objeto directo. ¿Sobre quién recae esta acción? No existe. ¿Ok? Entonces, estos verbos son intransitivos por eso. Como les daba el ejemplo anterior del verbo gustar, liked, este verbo sí podría usarse en la voz pasiva. He liked the house. La voz pasiva sería the house. Bueno, no, este no es un buen ejemplo. Vamos a poner otro. He eats a hamburger. ¿Ok? Pues esa es una oración de un verbo transitivo que recibe el objeto directo, en este caso es la hamburguesa. Eso la puedo cambiar a voz pasiva. A hamburger is eaten by him. ¿Ok? Eso sí es voz pasiva. ¿Ok? En estos verbos no podemos incluir este objeto. Por eso no se pueden transformar a la voz pasiva. Verbos como arrive, happen, come, suceder, el venir, caer, estrellar, crash. Esos verbos no se pueden usar en la voz pasiva. ¿Ok? Intransitive verbs. Other verbs, state verbs, such as consist, belong, have, seem, be, depend, exist. These verbs are used in active voice. Esos verbos también se usan en la voz activa, no en la voz pasiva. El ejemplo, the Baltic states consist of. Los estados bálticos consisten de. Consiste, this is active voice. Latvia, Lituania, Estonia. Not are consisted of. No, esta forma no existe. ¿Ok? Mabeli, when I got to the station, the train hadn't arrived. It's correct, but it's not passive voice. Esa oración que me enviaste está bien. No es voz pasiva, ¿ok? Está en voz activa. Entonces, recordemos, esta voz pasiva, la estructura general es el verbo to be en cualquier tiempo, being, having been, can be, will be, should be, más otro verbo en la voz, el pasado participio. Entonces, verbo to be en cualquier tiempo y el verbo en pasado participio. Ese ejemplo que dio Elkin es incorrecto, entonces no sirve. A car was crashed by another car. No, no fue. El crash es, en todo caso sería golpeado. Fue golpeado por otro. Was hit. En este caso sí. Crash no recibe la voz pasiva, ¿ok? The cars crashed. Ahí sí los carros se estrellaron. Pero un carro fue golpeado por otro, ¿ok? So these verbs do not receive or accept the passive voice. Estos no se pueden usar en la voz. Esto nos puede llegar a parecer como que es correcto. Are consisted of Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, but it is incorrect. The verb consist is only used in the active voice, okay? Another example for with these verbs, belong. The house belongs to my grandma, okay? Pertenece. ¿Cómo la cambiaremos a la voz pasiva? No se puede. La casa pertenece a mi abuela. No existe la voz pasiva para esto, okay? So, it's, we cannot use this exact verb in these cases. Or another example, it can be with sim. It seems that it's going to rain. Parece que va a llover. A no ser parecido o el verbo to be más sim no se puede, no existe esa forma de la voz, en la voz pasiva, okay? So these verbs are always in the active voice. Don't worry, we're going to practice later. You have many exercises to practice this, but just keep in mind, these verbs are always in active voice, okay? Next part. So we have, on the other hand, we have some verbs that are often found in passive voice sentences, okay? Let's read them. Sylvia, can you start reading the examples, please?
Children are not allowed to smoke in school. Some pupils in the schools are involved in crime. We are supposed to hand in our projects today. I'm not used to late nights anymore.
Very good. So as you can see here, these verbs like to be allowed to be involved in, to be supposed to, or not be used to, these verbs are commonly found in the passive voice. This is the passive voice. Verb to be, aren't, and the past participle, allowed, passive voice. No, los niños no tienen permitido, es que esta traducción no sería tal cual en español, no tienen permitido fumar en el colegio, ¿ok? Some pupils in the school are involved, están involucrados en crimen, are involved in crime. We are, this is the verb to be, supposed to. Se supone que debemos entregar nuestros proyectos hoy. We are supposed to hand in our projects today, okay? Hand in is to deliver, entregar, hand in. Or I am not used to late nights anymore. No estoy acostumbrado, I'm not used to late nights anymore, okay? Other examples. You are supposed to start work at 7:25 every morning. Or living with a dog was difficult, but now I am used to it. Okay? So these verbs are commonly used in the passive voice. All right?
Teacher,
Okay.
the final?
Yes.
I'm not used to late nights anymore.
I'm not used to, no estoy acostumbrado a trasnochar, late nights anymore. Ya no estoy acostumbrado a trasnochar, hasta quedarme hasta tarde. Okay? No estoy acostumbrado. I'm not used to. All right? Okay, good. Continue. Now, this is like the first part. Now we're going to see why we use the passive voice. Okay, let's read it. And why do we use the passive voice in some cases? Mabel, can you read the explanation first and the examples?
Okay, teacher. Normally, the beginning of a sentence tells us what the topic is, new information is added at the end. When the topic of the sentence isn't the agent, the passive is used. The Guggenheim Museum.
This is, I think it's a German, Guggenheim Museum.
Guggenheim Museum in New York was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. It is currently situated in Fifth Avenue, but there are plans to move it to Wall Street. The topic is the, I don't remember.
Guggenheim
Guggenheim Museum. Frank Lloyd Wright designed several well-named buildings, including the Imperial Hotel in Tokyo and the
Guggenheim Museum.
Guggenheim Museum in New York. He died in 1959. The topic is Frank Lloyd Wright.
Thank you, Frank Lloyd Wright. So, why do we use the passive voice? Because at the beginning of a sentence, we put typically the topic, right, of the paragraph or of the sentence. So, when the topic of the sentence is not who did the action, no es el agente quien hizo la acción. When the topic is not the agent, we use the passive voice. So here, the Guggenheim Museum was designed. This is passive voice. Fue diseñado. El agente, no, el tema no es quién lo hizo, sino el museo. ¿Ok? Es quien recibe la acción. Fue diseñado por Frank Lloyd Wright. ¿Ok? In this case, this is active voice. En el siguiente ejemplo que tenemos, estamos usando la voz activa. Lloyd Wright designed several well-known buildings. Okay? So this is active voice and this is passive voice. Okay? So this is one of the reasons why we use the passive voice. Let's continue. Okay. Another reason that we use the passive voice. Please, Lisette, did you read number 2?
We often use the passive when we want a style that is impersonal and objective. For this reason, the passive is common in academic writing and newspaper reports. Water is released? Okay. Water is released from the reservoir to the turbine, scientific test. And Italian singer Martina Barodi has been cleared of tax evasion in an Italian court newspaper article.
Very good. Yes. So another reason why we use the passive voice. Why? When we want to give a style that is impersonal and objective, as in Spanish, in some academic papers, se dice, se encontró, se ha realizado, okay? This is an impersonal, like you don't want to include I or we, but you want to make it more objective. So this is used in academic writing. Is released or has been cleared, ha sido liberada de evasión de impuestos, ¿sí? Ha sido hallada inocente, has been cleared of tax evasion. Okay? So this is like impersonal or more objective. Now for the next case, number 3, let's hear Carlos. Okay?
Yes. The number 3, passive voice. The passive is often used while reporting verbs like believe and think. These constructions are common in formal writing. People believe that Bill Gates is the richest man in the US. Active. Bill Gates is believed to be the richest man in the US. Passive. This belief that Bill Gates is the richest man in the US. Passive.
Very good. Okay, so this is another case. Verbs like believe and think. These are called reporting verbs. This is what I have here, okay? The reporting verbs. What are the reporting verbs? Agree, announce, believe, claim, consider, expect, hope, know, report, think, understand, etc. Okay? With all these verbs are used to report information. Bill Gates is believed to be, se cree que Bill Gates es el hombre más rico en los Estados Unidos. It is believed that, okay? This is the passive voice. Yes, Julian?
Mm, In the second sentences, we don't have an exact translation, so we can say
No.
como Bill Gates es
Creído
conocido
ser,
por ser.
okay.
Sería
Sería,
como,
sí, pero el verbo believe tal cual no. It is known to be, podría ser, sí. En español no está la traducción exacta para esto, no. No, es conocido por ser. It is known to be, también podría ser. Yes. Ujú. It is believed to be o es que no es tal cual porque no es conocido, sino se cree, ¿no? Se cree que es el más rico, no es que es conocido por esto. Right? It's a difference in meaning. Okay, so this is, let's delete it. All these verbs, reporting verbs, are used in the passive voice. Other verbs, allege, assume, consider, se alega, consider, expect, intend, rumor, know, report, suppose, think, understand. All these verbs. It is rumored, se rumora, it is rumored that the president is about to resign. Se rumora que el presidente va a renunciar, resign. The multimillionaire businessman was alleged to, was alleged, como se alega, sería, no, exactamente, what would be the translation? Was alleged. Acusado, sorry, I forgot. Alleged en este caso sería acusado. El empresario fue acusado de haber cometido fraude. Was alleged to have committed fraud, okay? It is not yet known, no se sabe aún, no se conoce aún. It is not yet known. En español sería, no es aún sabido, es que no es muy común esta forma. It is not yet known whether there are any survivors of the attack, okay? Aún no es sabido si hay sobrevivientes al ataque, okay? This would be the translation for this sentence. So all these verbs are used in reporting with the passive voice, okay? It is believed that they are in Las Vegas or they are believed to be in Las Vegas. Estas dos formas son posibles en este tipo de oraciones, ¿no? It is believed that or they are believed to be in Las Vegas, okay? So pay attention to how the structure changes. They are believed to be. This is the verb in infinitive form. To be in Las Vegas. Or it is believed that, después del that, ahí sí el verbo iría en su forma normal, de presente. That they are in Las Vegas. Okay? So pay attention to that. It's a little different. The structure for these two sentences. Okay? The same here. Bill Gates is believed to be. It is believed that the Bill Gates is. Okay? You can see. In this structure, we have the verb in with the preposition to be. Here we have the verb in present simple, is. Okay? So be careful with that. We have the two structures. All right. So that is about reporting verbs and distancing verbs. Estos se usan para distanciar, right? Por eso se llama distancing the passive with reporting verbs. It's used to distance the information from who says, who reports, okay? Es como para distanciar la información de quien la está reportando. Se dice que, se cree que, o se sugiere que, okay? It's like to not say, I believe, or I announce, I suggest. No, it is suggested, or they are expected to arrive late, etc. Okay, it's used to distance information from the or who is reporting the information. Okay. Well, this is the first part, and like the first part of the summary. Now, what I have here are 3 sentences. So this is going to be a short exercise. You are going to rewrite the sentences using the example. We have 2 options, 2 possible options for each sentence. The example is, everyone knows that the fugitives are in Spain. Okay, this is the active sentence, la oración en voz activa. Todos saben que los fugitivos están en España. We have two ways of transforming the sentence. The fugitives are known to be in Spain, or it is known that the fugitives are in Spain. Okay? So you're going to do the same with the other sentences, 1, 2, and 3. Take it and transform it into the passive voice in one of the 2 ways, en una de las 2 formas. No tenemos que hacer las 2 formas. Elegimos una y la transformamos de la voz activa a la voz pasiva. From the active voice to the passive voice, okay? Let's take some minutes, and when you are ready, let me know so we can socialize the answer. All right, guys, are you ready or do you need a little bit more time?
A minute more, please, teacher.
Okay. All right, guys, let me know when you are ready, okay? So we can check together. All right, guys, let's check. So do we have a volunteer for the first sentence? You can raise your hand and share your answer with the class. Okay, Ilki, go ahead, tell me. So for the first sentence.
I have two options to the passive voice in the first sentence. The first option is this. I don't know if these options are correct, but
No problem.
I try to convert this sentence
Okay.
to a passive voice. My first option is over 5,000 people are expected to attend the musical festival this weekend.
Are expected to attend the music festival this weekend. Yes, it's correct. And what is the other option that you have?
It's similar. This weekend are expected to attend the musical festival over 5,000 people. I don't know. That is
no, this one
incorrect.
is not correct. The first, yes, because we have you took the object and you put it at the beginning, right? So over 5,000 people are expected to attend. Another option can be, it is expected, se espera, it is expected that more than 5,000 people attend the music festival this weekend, okay? So this could be the other option. It is expected that more than 5,000 people attend the music festival this weekend. All right? Thank you. Very good. Okay, I need to delete the answer so you can check, and we'll go with the next. It is expected that 5,000 people attend, not 2. En este caso no pondríamos el 2. Okay? It is expected that over attend the music festival this week. It is correct. The music festival will be attended by 5,000 people this weekend. In this case, Carlos, it is possible, but we don't have the verb will. Aquí no tenemos el verbo will. La transformaste un poco. Podría ser porque no sabemos, no, lo que estamos esperando, expected, ¿ok? No que será o que atenderán 5,000 personas, sino que se espera que atiendan más de 5,000, ¿ok? So, the verb, you change the verb a little. Okay, so any other question for the first sentence? I think it's clear. All right, another for the second, another student. Silvia, go ahead, the second.
Teacher.
Okay.
I don't know that.
Don't worry.
Okay. But the first one is, it is thought that Napoleon's recently discovered diaries are fake. And the second one, I don't know, I think this is incorrect, but Napoleon's recently discovered diaries are thought fake.
Okay, it's almost perfect. Let's check them again. It is thought that Napoleon's recently discovered diaries are fake. It's correct. The other one is recently Napoleon's. Yes, go ahead.
Napoleon's recently discovered, or
yeah.
It can be.
I will shorten to diaries. Napoleon's diaries.
Okay. Are thought.
Yes.
Teacher,
thought
it can be
fake.
Fake.
To be.
To be fake. Yes, to be fake.
They are thought to be fake. Okay. It is thought, so we need to include it here. Are thought to be fake. Okay. And these are the both options for the second one. I will send them to the chat. I did. Oh, I made a mistake. I changed it. I cannot. Oh, sorry. I cannot fix it. Yes. Napoleon's diaries recently discovered are fake. No, Carlos. Again, the verb changed. You changed it. Here is think. You say are. Se piensa que son, no que no estamos seguros de que son falsos. Okay? So this cannot be an option. We cannot change the meaning of the sentence. Okay? So it is thought that Napoleon's recently discovered diaries are fake, or Napoleon's diaries are thought to be fake. Se piensa que son falsos. Okay? Number 3, I think, Julian, you wanted to participate. I saw your hand.
It was most difficult for me. Let me try.
Okay.
I so that. No, I don't.
Okay, no problem. Let's
I
see.
didn't.
I think, Maveli, you have an option.
Yes, teacher. I don't know, but okay.
Okay, let's see.
It is rumored that Johnny Depp is among the guests at the film festival.
Okay, is correct. Yes. It is rumored that Johnny Depp is among the guests at the film festival. It is correct. Do we have another option? I see on the chat, Natalia, you have one. Yes. Johnny Depp is rumored rumored to be among the guests at the film festival. Yes, these are the two options. It is rumored that, or Johnny Depp is rumored to be among the guests at the film festival. Okay? Good. Guys, do we have any questions about this? What do you think? Was difficult, tricky for you to complete this exercise?
A
Some
question,
tricky.
teacher.
Yes.
Yes, teacher. The
It's a
second
bit
option is
it's
a
a bit
little
tricky.
For
But
the third,
for the third sentence, yeah, so just my tips are you focus on the verb. In the sentence, for example, knows, so this must be the verb in your sentence, know. And then you have the pattern. You had the pattern that I gave you as an example. The fugitives is the object here, so you place it in the first place, el objeto de la oración, lo usamos ahora como sujeto, ¿no? ¿Sobre quién recae la acción? Ah, ok, entonces con esa empiezo, the fugitives. O se piensa, se sabe, se cree, it is known, that the fugitives are in Spain, ¿ok? Entonces era como seguir ese mismo patrón. O usando el objeto como sujeto ahora en la oración, o it is known. Or it is done, it is expected, it is thought, it is rumored. These are the two patterns. All right, good. So that is a little practice. We will continue because now we have other aspects of the passive voice. And now we are going to focus on some uses of the passive voice without the verb to be. En algunos casos, la voz pasiva se usa sin el verbo to be. Vamos a ver en cuáles casos, ¿ok? The first one is omitted in newspaper headlines. Muy común que en los titulares se omita el verbo to be, ¿ok? Por ejemplo, England is beaten at football. Entonces, el titular no diría is beaten, sino England beaten at football. Hundreds made homeless by floods, ¿ok? Entonces, en estos casos de los titulares se omite el verbo to be. Aquí tenemos otro ejemplo. Cameron accused as trouble charity fails. Entonces, Cameron is accused, se omite el is, simplemente queda la oración así, sin el verbo to be. ¿Ok? Ese es un caso. Other situations, other cases. When we have a relative sentence, recordemos que es una cláusula relativa. The boy who visited me, the place where I grew up, todas estas cláusulas, ¿no? El lugar donde nací, la persona a quien vi ayer, todas estas cláusulas de who, when, which, where, all of this, when we use it in the passive voice, the relative pronoun and the verb to be can be omitted. El pronombre relativo, es decir, who, when, which, why, y el verbo to be, is, are, is going, will be, pues el verbo to be y la cláusula relativa se pueden omitir. Esto se llama, this is known as a reduced relative clause. Let's check, okay? The people who were chosen to appear on the show. Entonces, esa sería la cláusula relativa. Quienes fueron elegidos, who were chosen. Queda transformada a the people chosen to appear on the show. ¿Ok? Las personas elegidas para aparecer en el programa. All right? Another example. The best play which has ever been written. La mejor obra que jamás ha sido escrita. queda the best play ever written. La mejor obra jamás escrita. Alright? Pues omitimos which y el verbo to be. Which has been. El ever se mantiene. Se omite la cláusula who, which, why, when y el verbo to be. En este caso where y en el otro caso has been. Okay? Another example, the boy who was injured. El niño quien fue herido. El niño herido se transforma. The boy injured, estas las eliminamos, who was. The boy injured in the accident was taken to the hospital. Aquí le falta una N, perdón. Was taken, fue llevado al hospital. Was taken to the hospital. Okay. Is this clear? Is this part clear? Okay, I think there are no questions, so we can continue. And now the final part, number 3. Let's hear Jean-Claude. Can you help me read, please?
Yes, teacher. Passive are often used as adjective at the beginning of a sentence. This is fairly formal usage and is more common in writing. Locked away in his prison cell room, he gradually fell into despair. Released in today's time, the South is probably Manuel Garcia's most ambitious film so far.
Yes, very good. Thank you. So these are passive forms used at the beginning of the sentence as an adjective. Encerrado en su celda, locked away in his prison, he fell into despair. Okay? This is not common in spoken English, but writing like in a story, se podría ser el inicio de una historia. Locked away in his prison, he gradually fell into despair. Or released in 2 days' time, sí, para estrenarse en 2 días, el Sur, the South, es su película más ambiciosa, okay? So this is like used in newspapers or articles written form, okay? This structure. All right, so we can continue. These are the passive forms without the verb to. Let's continue with the next. Okay, in this one is a little more tricky. Let's see why. These are verbs that have 2 objects. Entonces, algunas oraciones que encontramos tienen 2 objetos. Okay, let's see the examples. Jose, can you read the examples here, please? Verbs with 2 objects.
Yes, teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Some verbs have 2 objects, indirect and direct.
Mm-hmm.
They gave Jane first prize. In the passive form, the indirect or direct object can become the subject of the sentence. Jane was given first prize, and first prize was given to Jane.
Very good. Continue. Yes.
Okay. Some other verbs which follow this pattern are ask, give, hand, lend, offer, pay, promise, show, teach, and tell.
Yes, very good. So these verbs that are mentioned here, ask, give, hand, lend, offer, pay, promise, show, all these verbs have this pattern or this ability to include 2 objects. Tenemos 2 objetos sobre quien recae la acción. They gave first prize. Esa sería la básica. Le dieron el primer premio. ¿A quién? A Jane. Entonces, ese es el objeto indirecto. Le dieron a Jane el primer premio, el primer puesto. They gave Jane first prize. Okay? Entonces tenemos 2. Jane y first prize. What we can do is take the indirect or the direct, we can take Jane or first prize to write the passive voice. En estos ejemplos podemos usar los dos objetos para iniciar la oración en voz pasiva. Jane was given first prize or first prize was given to Jane, ¿ok? Entonces tomamos los dos objetos y con este podemos hacer dos oraciones. Uno empezando con Jane y otra con first prize, ¿ok? Ambas son en voz pasiva. Let's do another example and let's see if you can transform it, okay? Okay, this one. She gives her mom kisses. How can you transform it, the sentence into the passive voice? Tenemos dos opciones. She gives her mom kisses.
Kisses was given.
Kisses are given, porque es presente, are given to her mom. Yes, esa es una. Kisses are given to her mom. Y otra. No. Her mom is given kisses. Okay? You can see kisses are given to her mom or her mom is given kisses. Okay? It's not that common, but it is useful for us to see both options. Estas oraciones no son muy comunes, ¿no? Pero para que conozcamos, tenemos las dos opciones. Si tenemos dos objetos, con los dos objetos podemos hacer una oración en voz pasiva. Okay? So, any questions that we have about this?
No, teacher.
All right, good. It's just to practice, right? Practice a lot with this pattern so we can master it. Okay, we're almost finished, guys. Then we can get to practice. This is something that we already studied, uses of have and get. So to have something done or to get something done, okay? Let's review it. Continue, Andres, can you read number 1, please? We use have or we often use have.
Okay, teacher, number 1. We often use have plus past participle to talk about service which we arrange and which are paid for things you experience which may be unpleasant. Okay, it's really cheap to have your ears pierced in this shop. I had my bag stolen while I was on the underground.
When I was on the underground. So we have two options. Either we use it to talk about something that we arrange, que algo, cuando hablamos de un servicio al cual vamos a acceder o accedimos y pagamos, por ejemplo acá, to have your ears pierced. Es barato que hacerse piercing o sí, hacerse una perforación. To have your ears pierced in this shop. Y también lo usamos para hablar de situaciones que no son muy buenas, placenteras. I had my bag stolen. Acá sería esta. I had my bag stolen while I was on the underground. Okay. And this is the have or get something done in the passive voice. To have your ears pierced or had my bag stolen. Entonces, aquí la regla que debemos seguir es siempre have algo, something, entonces your ears en este caso y en este caso my bag y después el otro verbo en pasado participio, ¿ok? To have or get something done. Next, continue please. I think Jessie, number 2. We can use get.
Okay, teacher. We can use get plus past participle for actions which are accidental or unexpected. Unfortunately, I fell asleep in the sun and my shoulders got burned. It's inevitable that someone things get broken when you move house.
So we can use get plus past participle for actions that are accidental. Eso también es para distanciarme de la situación, ¿no? Es accidente. I fell asleep and got burned. Entonces, se me quemaron los hombros, ¿yes? Como me distancio. My shoulders got burned. It's inevitable that some things get broken. Esta es la forma del español, ¿no? Es inevitable que las cosas se partan. No digo que yo las parta o que alguien las parta, ¿no? Sino que se partan, se rompan. Get broken when you move house. Okay? This is for accidental or unexpected things. We can also use get with the past participle when the process is difficult, okay? For example, it's taken a long time, but Christopher finally got his novel published. Cuando el proceso es de alguna manera difícil. Le ha tomado mucho tiempo, pero Christopher por fin tiene su novela publicada, logró publicar su novela. Finally got his novel published, okay? And well, to finish this part, we have several idiomatic expressions, expresiones idiomáticas que se usan en inglés, son muy comunes. El get dressed es el get más el pasado participio. Get dressed, get undressed, get changed, cambiarse, get engaged, comprometerse, get lost, perderse, entonces, porque es accidental, ¿no? Get lost, or get started, iniciar. This structure is very, very common in English. Este uso del get sí que es común en inglés, especialmente en la actualidad es muy común el get, ¿ok? Esta forma del get es como más informal que las estructuras con el be. For example, the couple were married in Rome. This is formal. The couple got married in Rome. This is more informal and much more common. Esta estructura del get o el got es mucho más informal y común que esta en estos casos. ¿Okay? Es el get, es bastante común. He got injured in the accident. He got fired from his job. Okay? So, do we have any questions in this part about get or have? Nope, I think it's clear. We have studied this before. All right, and this is to sum it up, to finish it. So we studied all the passive voice and we finished with how to avoid the passive voice. This is because the passive voice is common in written or formal context, but in informal, casual settings, people avoid this passive voice, okay? So in these cases, to avoid it, we can use the subjects like you, we, or they, okay? Entonces, la voz pasiva es para contextos formales, académicos, escritos. Cuando hablamos con las personas, es muy común que se use estos sujetos, el you, el we o they, son más impersonales para hablar de estas situaciones. They arrested him this morning. Entonces no diríamos, he was arrested this morning. Este voz pasiva es muy formal. Esta persona diría, they arrested him this morning. ¿Quiénes son ellos? Pues las autoridades. Ellos lo arrestaron esta mañana. ¿Ok? La voz pasiva es más formal, more formal style. They say he's a multimillionaire. Dicen que es multimillonario, ¿ok? No, he's said to be a multimillionaire. This is very, very formal, ¿ok? We use the passive less in conversation. Usamos menos la voz pasiva en conversación. No diríamos the passive is used less in conversation, ¿ok? It's not that common. And finally, you should replace the cartridge. Debes cambiar el cartucho cada 3 meses. Every 3 months. Esa sería la instrucción normal, verbal. Y no la escrita o más formal. The cartridge should be replaced. El cartucho debe ser reemplazado cada 3 meses. Okay? So always remember that the passive voice is for formal or written settings. In normal conversation, the active voice is preferred, okay? We prefer the active voice in this sentence. All right. So that is the end of passive voice summary. Now we can have some time to practice, okay? So let's do this activity. I want you to work individually in this activity. So I'm going to send you the link and you can start working on it. Just a moment, please. Just a second. Okay, I already sent you through the chat. I sent you the order for the slides, okay? So number 1 is Gerson, and then you continue checking the numbers to write in the correct slide, okay? This is the link for the slides. So in this activity, you have to complete these sentences in at least 2 ways. Dice, al menos 2 opciones en cada oración. No de que debamos cambiar la estructura de la voz pasiva, sino dar 2 respuestas. So, school children should or shouldn't, y el verbo es allow. Entonces, deben escribir 2 oraciones de lo que los niños deben o no deben tener permitido en general. School children should or shouldn't. Number 2, in my country, generally believe that children or their parents should do what? And most children nowadays expect something, ¿ok? Entonces debemos usar el verbo que está en paréntesis en la voz pasiva, allow, generally believe o expect, y de cada una de las ideas hacemos 2 oraciones, ¿ok? No es que debamos cambiar la estructura, sino con la misma estructura de la voz pasiva, damos 2 ideas, ¿ok? At least 2 ideas. Entonces son 6 oraciones en total, ¿ok? 6 in total. Do we have a question about the activity?
No,
Si
teacher.
empezamos ahorita, ¿la podemos terminar luego?
Yes, I want to see at least 1 or 2 per each student. You can start now and you can finish later, but I want you to start right away. So you have the order, and I want to see at least 1 sentence per each student. Okay, guys, before you continue, remember, what is the passive voice? With allowed is should be allowed or shouldn't be allowed, okay? Remember, in the passive voice, we have to use, or almost always, we use the verb to be, okay? So, not should allowed, but should be allowed. Okay. All right, very good, guys. So I can see that all of you are working on it. Very good. So I will check this activity tomorrow or maybe during the week. So you can finish it tomorrow. Don't worry. I will check it during the week. But it's important that you complete it so I can check on your progress for the passive voice. Okay. Tomorrow we will do some other exercises related to the passive voice so we can practice a little bit more. All right. We can finish here for today. I'll give you one extra minute. So I will see you tomorrow, guys. Okay? Bye-bye. Thank you.
Teacher, thank you.
Bye-bye.